Hi guys, welcome to In the Zones. Today what we're going to be working on is what I like to call zone steps. So if you look under this video, you're going to see a couple of thought bubbles, and in the middle is our brain. So let's get to it. So in our pink bubble, it's what am I feeling? It's important to recognize your feelings and how you're feeling, okay? That helps us to know what zone we're in, and it helps us to recognize the feelings in our body and recognize our own feelings so we can work on it, okay? Our second steps would be, what made me feel this way? In other words, what was my trigger? So a trigger is what caused you to feel these emotions. What happened to make you feel that way, okay? I know a lot of the times that certain situations happen often. So certain situations make us feel a certain way. And it's important to recognize what those things are, so if they happen, we know how to work on it, right? So every time we work on that problem, we might have a different reaction. Our emotions might not be as heightened, and we might not have such big emotions on it because we've learned different things that we can do when that trigger or that situation happened to make you feel a certain way. Okay? Now let's move on to the green bubble, which is what strategies can I use to get into the green zone? Now, it's not one strategy. It's not two strategies. It can be as many strategies that you need to get into the green zone, okay? And I know you know some of the strategies that we've been working on during school years, and I know you have them in the back of your head, and sometimes you don't even realize that you're using them. And that's great because you're working on what will help you. So we'll keep working on different strategies that we can do together as well. And we can make our at-home toolbox and put some things in our toolbox too, okay? So that's also important to remember that it doesn't just have to be one strategy that you have to use. You can use multiples. All that's important is that we get into the green zone, right? And sometimes strategies might not work. So you can move on to different strategies to see what works for you, okay? Now let's move on to our other bubble, which is our yellow bubble, which is, did my reaction match the size of the problem? Now that's very important because sometimes we have problems that happen more often. And we need to realize that our reaction needs to match that problem. So our emotions shouldn't be so heightened and big emotions if it's a teeny tiny problem, right? And it's also important for us to recognize if we made the appropriate reaction to the problems so we can learn, and if those situations or those problems happen again, that we'll have a different appropriate reaction to that problem, okay? Now we'll go up to our orange bubble, which is, how could I have done things differently? So when we're in the green zone and we're calm and our minds are calm and we're not clouded, and we can think back about what happened and think about all of these things that we talked about. What am I feeling? How am I feeling? What was my trigger? What made me feel that way? What strategy did I use to get in the green zone? Was my reaction appropriate to the problem? It's once we get all that done and figured out, we're able to look back at our problem and see, did I make the right choice? Did I react appropriately? And if the answer is no, you can think about what you could have done next time. So like I said earlier, sometimes there's problems that happen more often than usual. And every time we deal with those problems, we learn different ways to jump over that hurdle and jump over that problem so that the next time our emotions might not be as heightened and our reactions might not be as heightened, and we'll be able to solve that problem often. So it's important to realize what you could have done differently if the problem happens again next time, okay? So these are the zone steps, and we don't have to do them in that order. It's just important to realize that these are some things that we need to do when we do have a problem that we need to handle, okay? So thanks for chilling in the zones. Check you guys later. Bye.